Why do I attract toxic people? So do you find yourself constantly in the cycle of attracting people that are negative, that are considered toxic, where you feel drained? Maybe they're called energy vampires. You leave the conversation worse than you started out with, right? Why do you continue to attract those people? Well, today in this video, I'm going to tell you why you are attracting toxic people. Hi, my name is Reyes, and I am a spiritual and high performance coach. And in my channel, I talk to you about mindset, spirituality, and how to use the mind and spirituality into everyday life. So for starters, when I say toxic, I mean something like negative, or somebody that perhaps might be closed-minded. Maybe they show up, they're like a Debbie Downer. They're just not happy. Like I think of like Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh, right? Always like, just kind of never in misery, right? Misery loves company, and they're just not getting out of it. Maybe even there's a step further. Maybe there might be narcissistic qualities. Maybe they're even a step further where they're taking and they are not thinking about you, right? There's no service. It's more of a taking element. And so that's where I guess like toxic, that's where I define toxic in my own life. The thing about attraction is we are mirrors, right? Obviously, like if you think about the existence of attraction, there must have been some sort of energetic relationship, right? This person is on this side, right? And they were attracted into your life, and you've got you on this side. So there's an energetic relationship here. So I invite you, I'm about to tell you something that may trigger you, so I invite you to come into this conversation with a little bit of compassion and curiosity. You're here, obviously, because you want to know why this is happening. You obviously felt resonant with the title, so you know that you have some sort of responsibility in you attracting these types of people into your life. And so in order to really answer this question, what we'll have to do is there's an invitation for you to look inward, right? So I always start inside, right? If I start to see, because your external reality is a reflection of your internal landscape. And so that means that if you're attracting or you're bringing in any toxicity whatsoever, whatever that is, and you can unpack it, unlayer it, whatever you're seeing in your external reality is a reflection of what's going on inside. I know. You're like, what? How is that possible? Does that mean that I'm toxic? So maybe not using the word toxic, right? Toxic, that's kind of a judgment, right? And if you're judging them as toxic, then that makes a lot of sense, because then there's a quality inside of you that might be somewhat maybe toxic, and that's why I wouldn't even use that word. There's something in there that you're seeing, and that there's something inside of you that you have, and why you're possibly attracting this. So unpacking it. So I'm going to give you an example. So let's just say that the people that you are bringing into your life are takers, right? They're takers. They come in and they're taking you. Like, how do you feel when you get taken from? Are you afraid of being taken from? Are you betrayed? And so using that as sort of a reflection, just knowing that is a response to energy. I like looking at it this way because I'm not saying that this person isn't going to be responsible for their own doing. Of course, everybody's responsible for their own actions. However, you are also responsible for why you're creating this reality. So what are you feeling every time this person is taking from you? So is there fear? Do you have some sort of scarcity mindset, right? Lack scarcity mindset is always afraid of either being taken from or holding on to things like mine, like a little kid in their toy. This is mine. I'm afraid this is going to, somebody's going to take this. And so of course, whatever you focus on is what you will make happen, right? Because where your attention flows, energy goes. This is quantum physics. Your attention, what you pay attention to, what you're observing into reality is what's happening, right? And again, this is just a response to whatever it is that you are experiencing inside. So are you taking in any way, shape, or form? Are you thinking in a lack mindset? Why are you judging them, or why are you calling them toxic, right? What about that bothers you? And is there an opportunity here for boundaries? Is there an opportunity here for you to stand up for yourself? Like, what could the possible lesson be here, rather than, we want to figure out why, but what can you do in response to this? So there are lots of things that you can do, obviously. So the first thing, I personally, if this were me, I would figure out what within me is creating this, number one. Number two, the second thing that I would do is, how is it making me feel, and where do I find that in my body? And so we have these bound up emotions, likely bound up from childhood, right? We carry these small fragmented parts of us that, and we haven't processed it. So it's just in there, it's stagnant energy, which then causes us to attract all of this. Did you have toxic parents? Did you have family members that were like this? And did you not like it, right? Of course you didn't, but just knowing that. And so is this a replay? And so resolving this situation might have you going backwards and resolving how you feel about your parents, or resolving yourself and how you feel about these people in your life that were the original toxic people in your line. And so maybe that means forgiveness. Maybe that means acceptance. Maybe that means loving them exactly as they are. And when you're able to do that with them and yourself, then you're able to love these people exactly as they are. The beautiful thing about energetic and relationships and energy is that, because there is this relationship between you and this outside place, when you heal this inside, you are in essence healing these people. And I know at some point, if you're already calling them toxic, you're like, you are over it and you probably don't want anything to do with it. But this journey called life is all about recognizing yourself and others. It's about knowing that we are all one, that we are all interconnected, that you are in them and they are in you. And once you can get that, you can get through to that, like you can recognize that with compassion and not want them to suffer, and realize that we all belong to each other, that's when this is going to be resolved. And so what part of you doesn't want that, right? Is there a little bit of ego here that's like, we're separate. Because they're this, I'm this, right? And so maybe asking that part of you, like, what does that part of you need, right? As you can see, there's so much that you can do here to explore. But at the end of the day, the reason why this is here is there's likely something inside of you. There's likely something for you to learn. There's always a gift, all right? There's always a gift. There's no mistakes on the universe. It's always on purpose. It's always here preparing you for the next thing. It's always happening for you. So if you can see it through that lens, this will be so much easier to deal with, because when we don't like the thing that we want to shift, what happens is it's harder to change. So coming in from a place of curiosity, coming in from a place of compassion, and just being like, okay, so why am I attracting these people? What am I here to learn? What's within me? Why am I creating this? And how can I shift all of this, right? And so again, it all starts here. All right, so I hope you got value from this video today. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to hear more videos like this, please go ahead and hit that subscriber button. And don't forget to ring the bell, because that's how you're going to hear more about all the videos that I've got going on. And that's all I got for you. So have an amazing day, and I'll see you soon.